How's it going, everybody, and welcome to CardboardSim. And today I want to bring you guys along with me uh, and see if we can get this force feedback system working. I pretty much dedicated my whole day, or I'm going to dedicate pretty much my whole day to trying to figure out uh, where the kinks are in the system so they can be fixed and we can get this thing rocking. As you can see, the TV, the front monitor is out, so I have access. I've slid the cockpit over so I can get around to the back so I can start figuring out what's going on. So, to put things into perspective, or to at least give you guys from start to finish where we at. So, first of all, the system and the programs and everything that I'm using, uh, well, let's start off with the actual script, the Arduino, and all of that, the force feedback system itself. Like I said, I can't. It's Gagagu or something. That don't quote me. If I'm bombing your name, dude, I'm so sorry. He has his own uh channel. Information is down in the description below. Go check him out. Um, he has his own Discord and everything. So, but I'm using his Arduino scripts and pretty much everything that you're gonna see from here on out. This is all his doing. This is not my making. This is not my works. I've just taken what he has and implemented it into my sim. So right now, just get you caught up to speed. So everything is hooked up, and I think I'm gonna have to do some wire chasing. So the screen here, which that's not picking it up as good. I've tried to dial in the contrast, but you guys just can't see it from here. Uh, so this is the whole calibration station. So I have a push button here that when you press it, it goes into calibration mode. And what you're supposed to do is go full forward to the end switch, back to the end switch, full left, full right. Hit all four end switches, and it's supposed to, as it hits each end switch, it displays a reading to each individual switch, right? And then from there, you center it back, it'll read it all, and then you press the calibration button again, and calibration system goes out, and then it takes all that information and it sends it through, and then that's how the system's supposed to self-center and force feedback and all that other stuff. My problem is I cannot get the readings to do what they're supposed to do here. I was somehow managing to just, like, when I would turn the dials here, I could get readings to come up there. But when I go to press an end switch, I don't get no readings. I can hear the switches. I can see the LED on the switches working, so I know I, it's. So I think it has something to do with the actual switch. Now I want to take you over here to the diagram and the schematics because I was looking at something earlier, and I think this might be one of the reasons as to why it's not working right. So let's hop over there real quick, and I'll show you exactly what I am talking about. So let's go right side. Let's let's just get this out of the way here. There we go. I think I'm doing that right. Let me see. Yep. Okay. Good. Okay. So this is the diagram. This is pretty much the whole system here. This is everything in the back. Now, everything that you see here, I have minus. If you follow the cursor here, this right here, this whole section, this mux board, all these buttons, I do not have. That goes to a yoke that he built, and these are all the switches and buttons and things of that nature. Now, this mux board and this mux board, they share the same input on the Arduino Micro. So I don't think that by not having this is causing any issues. So all of this screen, all of this is all set up. Now here's what's going on. All of this is good. Power supply, the motors, the motor drivers, the potentiometers for the roll and pitch axis, the Arduino Micro that talks to everything. Then here's the MUX board, and from the MUX board you have the end switches I was talking about. Here's the calibration switch. Here are all of the potentiometers over here in the calibration station that changes the force and things like that, and the contrast button, which goes to the screen. This is where things are getting a little tricky for me. Okay, so here, as you can see, we have some resistors here. Now I know that my resistor for my calibration button works because it functions just fine, which that is a pull down resistor. So this right here is where I'm kind of getting confused a little bit. So I literally bought these switches. I'm almost tempted to go and buy some new ones, but I don't feel like it because I don't think it has nothing to do with the switch. I think it just has something to do with how I have it wired regarding, the diagram and the schematics, which I'm about to show you next. So here, as you see, you have on this particular switch, you have a signal, a ground, and a pretty much 5-volt reading. Here is showing that these resistors are pull down resistors, right? So you have it's connected to the ground and the signal. So right now is reading, the system should be reading 0. So when I go to the end switch and I click that, that now closes the system. Now it's giving 5 volts. If that makes sense, right? So looking at that, and then when I go over to, nope, wrong one. When I go over here to the schematics, right? Here are the switches. Here is saying exchange the ground with the 5 volts. So my understanding is he is saying that instead of it being a pull down resistor, it needs to be a pull up resistor. So that means that the system will be reading 5 volts. So it's reading a signal in the open position. And then when I go to click on the end switch, when I take it to the far end, it will then close the system. It's from what I'm understanding. So I have it set up like this. I have it set up as a pull down resistor. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and swap these around. So I'm going to make I'll make the switches make the resistors pull up versus pull down. So I'm going to do that, and then we will come back to the drawing board and see what happens from there. So you guys give me a few minutes. I'll be back with you here in a little bit. All right, y'all. So I am back, and little to no progress have been made with the changeover in the resistors and all that good stuff. I did, however, reach out to the developer of this software, this program, I guess you could say. And we spoke for a little bit, but due to his limited amount of time, he couldn't really go into detail as far as what I need to do. But he did, however, kind of point me in the right direction so that I can kind of do some more learning and researching and digging to figure out what's going on with the system. So we definitely know that it has something to do within the calibration system. The calibration button works. It sends the signal, it puts the system in calibration mode. That works fine. So we know that things are working as it's supposed to. But for some odd reason, the switches are not working as they should. So I have to do some more digging on the programming I guess you can say, which I'm learning all of this stuff. I I took C++ computer programming back in high school years ago, but that was one class. So of course I don't remember pretty much none of that stuff. So, you know, this is all a learning curve for me. So, uh, if for any of you who do have the time and understands uh, Arduino coding, which I think is all C++ for the most part, feel free to reach out to me, and maybe I can send you the script and kind of we can figure it out together. If not, it's fine, all good. I'm going to learn this thing. Either way, this system is going to work. And like I said, I between the setup itself, I can still fly. All I have to do is just swap two wires over to my Leonardo board, and she's back up and flying again without the the system. So I'm not worried about that. Eventually, this system will work once I figure that out. So that's where I'm at with the system right now. Um, we're gonna keep tinkering with it, and I'm gonna keep doing what I do with it. I do have a few ideas lined up for videos in the process of figuring this out. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Uh, I have a ton of information that I want to give you guys. It's just um, the time that I need to produce these videos for you guys. But I promise you, they will show up, they will arrive, and I hope that for the ones who have been following me and who are rocking with me, I appreciate you. I am 2 subscribers away from 100 subscribers, and to see how fast the channel grew just in that short amount of time, which is it seems very very small to most people, but to me that's a lot. So I appreciate everybody who supports me and this channel and overall, of course, my cardboard sim. So, like I said, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. You learned something. It's definitely a doable project. Definitely a doable project. You do have to understand schematics. You need to know soldering skills. Basic soldering skills, and where I'm stuck at right now is programming skills. So if you know how to program, solder, and read a schematic, and you got a few dollars that you can put into this, you can actually make this system work for your sim. It's really not that hard. He has different versions. I'm on the beginning version, which is just with the potentiometers. Now I think he's running IR sensors and high dollar encoders for instead of the potential. Yeah, they doing big things over there. So there's a lot of people who have actually used his setup, and they're doing good with theirs. So I think it just really depends on your skill set when it comes to something like this. So nonetheless, that's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you in the next one. CardboardSim signing out.